Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about destructive thinking patterns. If you have noticed them in you or in anyone you love or care for, then you seriously need to change those thinking patterns because they are highly destructive and they could be an indication of a certain mental issue. I'm Mustafa Abdul Latif, your friend on the net. Hi everyone and welcome to another video on my channel, Your Friend on the Net. I am Mustafa Abdul Latif. I make coaching videos and I created this channel so we can all grow together and become better versions of ourselves. Hit the like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let's get into today's topic. Before I get into today's topic, you need to realize that those thinking patterns are more common than you think. So by no means they should be stigmatized, okay? The first thing I'm going to talk about is self-flagellation. And we need to differentiate between self-flagellation and self-criticism that is constructive, okay? Because when you criticize yourself in a constructive manner, what you're basically doing is that you're objectively analyzing a certain situation and analyzing a mistake that you have done, considering all the factors that might have led to it, and the purpose of it is to learn something new. Self-flagellation, however, is totally a different story. It's literally self-torture. You're not considering the situation objectively, and you're identifying yourself with the mistake that you have made, regardless of any other factors that might have led to that mistake. The second one is catastrophizing. And this is kind of self-explanatory. You basically expect the worst case scenario and overestimate the risks of your decisions. Hell, you even consider scenarios that are very unlikely to happen. Then you have another destructive thinking pattern. It's either everything or nothing. For the people who have the thinking pattern, they tend to believe that for me to be successful, I need to have everything done perfectly. Otherwise, it's a failure. I mean, some people might think it's a good thing, but trust me when I tell you, it's not. Generalization, which is also self-explanatory. You basically give a certain judgment and generalize it on a large group of people without consideration of any variation among those people. That's a simple example for it. Not considering challenges when you're on your path to achieve something or you have a certain plan. And let's be clear about this. I mean, it's very unlikely that you will predict everything that might happen and hinder you and be prepared for it. Sometimes things just happen and you're not ready for them. But what I'm talking about here is a way of thinking that you feel that in order for me to be truly successful or to have something done, there has to be no challenges before me. Like, the road should be straightforward without anything to block me or any challenges. And if I find any of those challenges, I just give up and I think, this is just not for me. Personalization, which basically taking everything personally. It could be even the case that sometimes we tend to take a certain responsibility that's not ours. Take responsibility for things we don't have control over. That's also a part of personalization. And the last negative thinking pattern I'm going to talk about here is overthinking. And there is a lot that could be included here, such as reminiscing old memories and reliving them over and over again. And this is mainly associated with traumatic memories, by the way. There is also self-doubting, which is basically doubting every decision in your life, no matter how small. There is overanalyzing, when you analyze everything around you to a level that literally paralyzes you. And there's worrying, when you worry so much about the future that you feel so stressed, and subsequently you tend to procrastinate. I made a short on the association between stress and procrastination on this channel. You should check it out. Now that I've talked about those negative thinking patterns, I'm going to give you advices that you can follow in order to deal with them in a better manner. My first advice to you is to correctly and accurately evaluate your situation. The reason I'm saying this is because there are people on both ends who take things too far. There are people who are fully damaged inside, yet they keep convincing themselves that everything is going fine for them and that it's natural to go through what they're going through, even though they are fully damaged and their life is so badly disrupted. On the other hand, there are those who overestimate the magnitude of their problems, and they come to the extent that they tend to give themselves like mental evaluation and consider themselves having certain mental issues, as if somehow having a mental issue is cool nowadays. So, if you feel that your life is so disrupted that you can't move forward with your life, please consider going to a therapist. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Your mental health matters. And for the people on the other side, only a specialist may give a mental diagnosis, so don't give yourself one. My second advice is to give yourself time to heal. You see, those thinking patterns are so difficult to get rid of. I mean, you shouldn't expect that you will have your problem solved by watching a video in YouTube or by applying a certain technique or even by visiting a therapist once. Those things are very difficult to deal with. You see, they could be caused by a certain bad experience that you have had in your life that caused that negative thinking patterns and had it rooted inside your brains for years. Sometimes it could be even genetic and basically unchangeable, yet manageable. So, evaluate the magnitude of your problem and give it an adequate time to be solved. And that's it for today's video. So in the end, you need to realize that you're responsible for your own happiness and your own well-being. So treat yourself like someone who's worth love and caring for. And you are responsible to give it that care and love. See you next time.